Overall thoughts on the way you guys played tonight?
I feel like we played defense, especially in the second half, really well. I feel like we got a lot of stops. 20 was a handle, trying to guard him all night. I feel like we did pretty good. He had a great game. But I feel like obviously there's a lot of things to work on here and there, just little things, details. But overall, I feel like we played pretty solid, and just to come out with a win is always positive.
After they went on a run to start the game, how did you guys regroup to regain the lead?
I think just playing hard, reverting back to our training, what we do every day in practice. It was the first game out there. A lot of us had jitters, just trying to get back in the flow of the game. So once we settled down.
Obviously, you're not a freshman, but your first game playing here, and you just mentioned jitters. What was your comfort level like tonight?
First game of the season, it's always, you just got to get back into it, get into the flow, get your feet wet. But once I settled down and the team settled down, I think we're all right. So.
Are you one of those guys who gets jitters before every game, or is this something that will go away now?
I think they're good jitters. Never nervous, just just excited to play in front of a packed house. So.
What did you guys talk about at halftime? You're up 5 going into the locker room. What kind of adjustments did the coaches discuss?
They were mostly defensive things, just rotation, trying to help on the post because they were going inside just about every play. Like I said, he was a handful. He was doing his thing down there. So it was just defensive things. We weren't too worried about offense. We were taking great shots. Guys had open looks. Jamal missed looks that he hits every day of his life. 1 time out of the 10, he'll have a day like that. So we weren't really too concerned about offense. It was all about defense, being able to put stops together. We wanted to put multiple stops in a row together so we could build that lead like we did and just able to get up 10.
Good job.
You said you've reworked on your shot on the offseason. First game with the new shot, how would you say that it went? 7 for 12?
Yeah, I feel like pretty solid. 1 for 2 from 3. I feel like that was an improvement. I don't even think I shot at 3 my first game last year. So just an improvement there, just to be able to knock down most of my free throws and everything. So I feel like it went pretty well.
Was that work mostly repetition, or were you trying to make mechanical changes in your shot over the offseason?
Some mechanical changes, but repetition is big. So however you're going to shoot during the season, you got to get reps up. Doesn't matter if you're slinging it with your left hand behind your back. You got to get reps up. So I feel like that's the most important thing.
You going to try one like that at some
No,
point?
no, I'm not doing that.
You had 5 teammates making their debut, obviously Nat and Isaiah, but then 3 freshmen. What did you guys think of the freshmen in their first time out?
Played really well. They played hard. They played tough. That transition from high school to college is really big. So it's really good for guys like CJ. Ferran had a great game. And it's nothing new to us because we see them play as hard as they can in practice against us every single day. So
Nat, first game with the team, do you feel like you're comfortable or maybe still meshing with the guys a bit?
Oh, no, I'm completely comfortable. I was comfortable on my visit. That's why I came here. He was my host. These guys are great. They made sure I felt comfortable. We're always together. We're hanging out, so these are my brothers.
Jimmy, you were here last year, and one of the big changes to those of us on the outside looking in, Ethan Shagwell looks completely different physically. What do you see as the biggest differences in his game this year?
The biggest difference is he almost came out with a double-double. I don't know if he had got close to a double-double last year. And he changed his body, and he's out there rebounding like a workhorse. He's out there doing his thing. That's big for us, to have him as a post presence, especially with his shooting capability, the way we've all seen him play, how he can heat up and knock down shots. And now that he's got his body right and got that athleticism, can move, really stay in front of other guys and get by guys, that's going to be huge coming down toward the end of the season.
Anything else, guys? Jimmy, you guys added some plus athletes in Nat, Ferran, Isaiah, name a few. How do you feel like that'll help you sort of get out in transition?
Oh, I think that's huge. I feel like this year we're playing a little more up-tempo, especially with defense trying to get out and pressure the ball. And you see it with Nat, he got a couple steals in a row, just getting his hands on a lot of basketballs, getting a lot of deflection. So I feel like when you have a lot of athletic guys, you can really get out there, pressure teams, make it real difficult for other teams to get comfortable and get in their offense.